We are back in NASCAR Thunder 2004 modded career mode. Welcome back. It's me, Neko Darius. I had to take a small break. I took a week off. So the most recent video y'all watched, which was Dover, was recorded like earlier in the month. And I just needed to take a small, brief sabbatical to kind of make sure I don't burn myself out, because I've been really thinking heavy for season 3 and season 2 is still going on. And I guess you could probably say I'm like a little excited to get to season 3. Like I'm really wanting to rush ahead. So I had to take a small break, refocus myself on season 2, make sure we actually had season 2 in order, make sure we finish this off with a bang, hopefully with a championship or something. But as you guys know, season 3 is around the corner. So with that all in mind, let's go ahead and just retool everybody so that we can all find out where we are right now. And where we are right now is first place in the standings, 5 points ahead of Dale Jr. Jeff Gordon is falling back to 103 points behind, with Tony Stewart being 174. So the gap is a little bit larger between, third and fourth. So there's a little bit of breathing room for me, but I've got a very hard charging Dale Jr. I got to contend with. And that is the biggest issue I have right now. Outside of that, we do have some speedway races coming up after the Talladega race and Dover race that we did. So we've done Talladega. We now need to move on to Kansas. Then it's Lowe's. Then it's Martinsville. After Martinsville comes Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think it would actually work out if we could try to find a way to make sure that our short track stuff is in order, because I think that's going to be a critical race. So we're currently repairing our chassis. We're not gonna have any of this done in time, are we? We're repairing an engine and we're repairing a body. Yeah, we're not gonna have any of that ready for Martinsville. We're in danger. We are in danger. I wish we could overhaul and do more than just one thing at a time. We've already completed our big super purchase, so I think we're really good. All that's left now to do is go race at Kansas. So for the race at Kansas, we're going to go ahead and bring our best equipment, because this points battle is a lot closer than it should be. And all things considered, I am concerned. So I'm going to bring my best equipment to the track, best speedway stuff I've got. Why? Because I can't rest on my laurels. I have to go after it. So let's head to the racetrack and take the fight to Dale Jr. Okay, coming off of the corner for the first lap here at Kansas. I put no time in to practice the car, so what you see is what you're going to get for now. I'm going to probably go in a happy hour and actually make adjustments. But the car is actually really bad tight, much tighter than I probably anticipated for the first corner. So I don't think this first lap is going to be anything good, but I definitely do feel like the second lap will be a little bit better now that the tires may have come up to temp.
Looking good.
I say all that, and I still get first place despite us putting it in the wall on lap 1 in the first corner. Like right there on the right. We just passed it. How are we so fast? Are we really pulling the best cars we got out the shop? Like, this is critical. This is crucial. But I can't run the entire race this tight, so I am going to make some adjustments to the car in happy hour, make it a little bit looser, not too loose, and try to preserve this as best as we can. We need a win, and this car could probably get us there.
Hello and welcome to the Kansas Speedway for the running of the Banquet 400. Tell us a little bit about this track, Barney.
Well, the track is pretty similar to Chicagoland. They were both built at the same time and added to the schedule in the same year. Not really any history built up here yet, but I'm sure there will be soon.
The 53 car is our NASCAR Winston Cup points leader coming into this race.
Yeah, but it's far from over yet. He's got to focus on being consistent. A little slip up for just one race can cost you big in the points.
Greg Biffle won the Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year award in the NASCAR Busch Series in 2001. He started all 33 races that year and posted 5 wins. Clay Dixon is having some trouble in the points this year.
And of course, nobody wants to be on the bottom of that points list. He'll have to work extra hard to pick up spots. Not an easy task to dig yourself out of a hole in this series.
already know what Mark is gonna say. That wasn't Dave Blaney's name. I know, Mark. I can't do anything about it this season, okay? So we are starting next to Dale Jr., so the first thing that we need to do is get a lap led.
Still beside you.
To get a lap led,
Lost the lead.
which we probably won't on this first lap, we can at least put a gap between me and Dale Jr. But right now, it looks like we're gonna match each other on points.
Number 8, top 5.
Got in there. Ooh.
I'd like to see him stay
man.
back there.
Clear.
So that's the first lap led in the race, and that goes to me. I've got a bunch of rivals near me, Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson being one of them. Cars walking up the track here, first corner. This is going to be the trouble corner for us. I also did not like hearing that we were 3 wide. I'm going to have to get out of it early.
Okay, we're back in second. The 8 car is going to make it hard for you to get around him.
I had to get out of the throttle.
Hold him up either.
Can I slingshot him before we get to the line? Nope.
30, 95.
Okay, so now we're even on points. We're actually tied as we run. It's like a tie.
8 is outside. The 8 car is still there.
I'm going to try my best not to actually get into Dale Jr. I want this to be as clean of a fight as possible.
You get the lead back. Hold your line. You're still there. Take it easy.
With 6 races to go
It's looking high.
in the series, I really want this to be a clean fight between me and Dale Jr. Really showcase the talent of the cars.
76.
You know, showcase drivers here. So I will try my best not to put my bumper to Dale Jr. too much. If I do put my bumper to him, it'll be like late in the run, late in the race type of thing, you know, where I'm trying to do the bump and go. But the goal is to not ruin his race. I want this to be a close fight. So that is my current mindset going through. So if you're wondering why I haven't put him into a wall, that's why. The points battle is amazing so far. So I really want this to kind of, you know, tell its own story. I'm keeping Dale Jr. at bay. Okay, now we're no longer tied because he just got passed by Jimmy Johnson. However, if I fall back behind Jimmy, I believe mathematically we would be tied again in the standings. If I get those extra 5 bonus points for leading the most laps, I will actually pull ahead of Dale Jr. again, but I need him to fall further back in the field.
31.
Right now, we're just kind of cruising. We're not breaking away from anybody,
20 laps left.
but we're also not pushing the car as fast as I could, because I now know that I'm extremely tight in turns 1 and 2. I made some adjustments in happy hour like I said I would, but the car just does not want to drive effectively with the changes. So I don't know if it's maybe just a bad combination. Maybe the tires are wrong. Maybe I put too much air pressure in because I do run 30 PSI naturally. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not sure.
Do it again.
Like the game is like, oh yeah, you're running really fast. Okay. I don't feel fast. I feel actually really slow in the corner. I'm actually beginning to put a gap on the guys now a few laps later. Really big for me to actually start pulling this gap because I was concerned personally that the car was not going to start pulling. And I was concerned that Jimmy Johnson was going to have a run on us at some point. But it looks like we're actually beginning to pull away and we can just kind of, you know, sit back, put our ears back a bit and just kind of go with the flow of the race. We've got some pit stops happening here on lap 11 of 26, which is a pretty decent time for a pit stop, honestly. 13 to go, though. I don't think that's a good idea. That's a little too soon in my book, so I'm going to try to run just a little bit longer. Somebody's blowing up on the backstretch. Don't know who. Oh, it's Mark Martin. He was running in the top 5 at one point. That's pretty sad that his motor blew. There's a car on pit road still as well. We might have another DNF. I'm beginning to get the notices that I have wear on the tires. It's got to be smooth for each and every single last one of these laps. I've boosted the AI's difficulty, but I'm just fast right now. Faster than I thought.
31-43.
You're doing fine.
Okay, so Dale Jr. is one of those cars that went down pit road last time by, so I think this time I should come in. It's an overcut by like maybe 1 lap, but I am a little bit slower. We are losing time, so the tires are beginning to give up as well. So I think now would be a good time for me to bring it down pit road, as long as I don't spin myself first before getting it.
Some of the leaders are coming in together.
Okay, I got on pit road. That was a really bad pit road entry. Never emulate that ever again in life. So the 6 car seems to be out, and looks like the 4 car is also out. That sucks. Oh wait, the 4 car is actually on the track. Never mind. I'm sorry, 4 car. Go ahead, go back out there. My bad.
1 can of racing fuel going in. The crew will now swing over to the left side. This will be a 4-tire stop. 4 tires and 2 cans of 76 racing fuel.
15.2, and I think we had a 15.8 for estimation. Big.
Everybody's coming. You're clear.
And we are getting out ahead of the leader. I don't believe we're a lap down at this point because the leader hasn't hit. Don't know who the leader is. Don't really care. But it's not Dale Jr. And we've got a pretty sizable gap. Now let's slick our ears back a little bit more and see what we can do. All right, I'm curious. Who was the leader? Rusty Wallace, bottom of the bottom. We actually had such a good pit stop that I didn't even get a speeding penalty. There was no issues with the pit stop itself. We actually got out so far ahead that we will inherit the lead with a big chunk of a lead. This is going extremely well. Makes me kind of nervous, you know, seeing as we had the whole Talladega debacle and Dover as well. Dover threw a wrench into my plans. I mean, everything has been kind of crazy the last few races. So this race, things are going a lot better. And I think it's just a little bit scary. Like something is just, it's just like something is waiting to happen. Like there's going to be like a late caution or something. I think we're about to be told that we've led the most laps at some point.
31, 2.
Good lap. Keep hitting those marks. All right, we've led the most laps today. Now let's finish strong.
I'm a psychic. We're actually doing really, really well. 19 laps in, still running in the front. Dale Jr. did lead a lap, but we've got now the bonus points. So now it's just going to come down to our aggregated position of where we finish. If I stay up here at the front, I'm going to have 5 extra points on top of Dale Jr. after he did nullify the original 5 bonus. So if he stays behind Jimmy Johnson, he's going to lose a little bit more ground to the standard. Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart also will lose ground. So it's really going to become a 2-horse race in the final few races. And Junior's going to have to do something. At this point in the season, I just want to go ahead and say thanks to everybody who's watched from season 1 up until now. And if you joined in season 2 when I introduced the mod to the series, also thank you. It's been amazing, the level of support that I've been getting for the series. I know sometimes the uploads aren't as frequent as they could possibly be, but I just don't want to burn myself out. NASCAR Thunder 04 is a amazing game. It's been 20 years, and this game is still getting the much needed love and attention that it, you know, so rightfully deserved, well after its original PS2 run. So if you've been here for a while, thanks so much. And also tell your friends if they're also NASCAR fans, if they want something to just kind of listen into, tell them to come to the channel, tell them to come watch, you know, tell them to come and enjoy it. Again, also shout out to AJ Fails for creating an amazing mod, the mod master tool for NASCAR Thunder 2004. There is a new updated version of the said mod. I am still running an older version. Me and AJ, we talked about it before for season 2. I just didn't want to make any drastic changes. In season 2, season 3 will have some drastic changes, so just be looking forward to it. I'm gonna be on the new mod tool. I'll have a little bit more control. I mean, I already have a lot of control, but I'll have even more control over things. And again, thanks to Nedum. Looks like Nedum, I'll be bringing you home a car that's actually in one piece with no scratch. Nedum is currently working on a Busch Series pack for NASCAR Thunder 04. So if you love the Busch Series, make sure you check out Nedum stuff as well. Coming down to the front stretch for the final time. The white flag is up.
That's it. That's the speed we're looking for.
All eyes are on the leader, and the white flag is
Also, shout out to Steven W1323. That guy is a amazing dude. Check out his channel if you got some time. And if you want to listen to some more NASCAR Thunder stuff, check his content out. It's gonna this video is gonna come out some weeks later. But he did win a race recently, and I was real proud of him. And just like him, looks like we're going to wind up picking up our own win. We got a dub in Kansas. Huge. Now, where did Dale Jr. finish? We got him.
A rare caution-free race.
Well, that's good news for all these race teams because that can mean one thing: no major wrecks.
The MB&A car never even got a scratch in this race.
Well, it's going to be a happy crew when they get back to the shop. They can immediately go to work on next week's car without having to worry about fixing anything from this race, and that makes for a much less stressful atmosphere.
The 53 car has begun a new rivalry on the racetrack.
You don't make it into Winston Cup racing without being competitive, and sometimes these instincts get a little out of hand. Should be fun to see what happens next.
So we won the race at Kansas. Huge for us to win at Kansas in the Bankman 400. Really amazing that we got the win. But that's not all. It was a dominating and convincing win where we led 22 of the 26 laps. Rusty Wallace led 2, while Dale Jr. and Bible Dabani each led 1. That actually is big for me because with Dale Jr. finishing 3rd, not only did he gain just like 5 points, he negated part of my 5-point bonus where I got, the extra, lap led. I gained an extra 5 points on him. But on top of that, I gained an extra 15 points in all actuality because I'm gonna get 15 points. I'm gonna get 185 points for this win. He's going to get 170. That's 15 points that we have. Now that might actually be more like a 10-point difference. I'm not a mathematician. I try my best to keep this up to date for you guys, but I don't know. Could be wrong, but I think it's like a 10-point gap now between he and I, or maybe even 15 points. Because again, I gained 5 points on him, plus I finished ahead of him with another 10. So that should be like 15-ish points, hopefully. Or I could just be completely wrong when we look at the screen after this. Whatever. Anyways, running through the rest of the lineup, since we didn't get a chance to see the full top 10, Kevin Harvick finishes 4th. Terry Labonte up in 5th after starting 9th. That's actually a really big and high finishing position for Terry Labonte because he's not really a high finisher in this series. And it's nice to see that he's in the top 10, along with Bible Labonte and John Andretti, who all three of these guys took points away from the people who were actually behind us in the championship, like Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart. Even Kevin Harvick took some points away from those guys. So that means that things are getting a little bit tighter for 3rd and 4th. And a little bit more breathing room for 1st and 2nd. We got Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, and Ryan Newman rounding out your top 10. Tony Stewart finishes 11th, Ricky Rudd 12th, Dale Jarrett, Jerry Nadeau, Bill Elliott, and Jeff Gordon with a really bad showing, finishing in 16th after starting 25th. Tony Stewart actually came from 26th to finish 11th, so Stewart actually outpointed Jeff Gordon there. Bill Elliott started 6th and dropped down to 15th. I can't even explain that one. Otherwise, things are looking pretty much up for us right now. Mark Martin was the only DNF. I thought we had 2 DNFs. I was wrong. Sorry, Mark Martin. You were the only one to not finish the race. That's okay. Larry Foyt finishing 39th. Dave Blaney 38th. Ricky Craven down to 37th. Greg Biffle struggled, started 23rd, finishing 36th. So struggle for him. Jeff Green started 15th, finishing 35th. Huge struggle for him. Good to see Tony Raines in the race. Didn't finish all that really notable. That's okay. That type of stuff happens. But nice to see Scott Pruitt started 41st and finishing 25th. So there's some positives out there for some of these guys, but we're not too concerned about them. I spend a little bit more time on the lineup than I normally do. Let's head back to the race shop and get ready. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be the toughest stretch of the season for our team. Mainly because we've got Lowe's, then we go to Martinsville, the short track, but then we go right to Atlanta, Phoenix, North Carolina Speedway, which is The Rock. And you guys know we struggled at The Rock last time, as well as the Ford 400 at Homestead, Miami to finish out the season. my hope and, small prayer is that we continue to keep making points on Dale Jr. But there's no guarantees in this sport, and there's no guarantees that I'll even walk out with the points lead next week at Lowe's. There's just none. Things are getting really spicy at the front. You guys would have saw the scoreboard, the score bug during the victory celebration, because that's where I'm actually adding that. I don't want to spend way too much time harping on it at the end of the videos, because we got other things we got to kind of go through, like the cost cap, for example. That is still a thing, by the way, at least for now. Good news is it will end soon. It will end, I promise. So we gained an extra $271,000, and honestly, $270,000 compared to the $261 that we had finished out with Talladega. So $531,000 we can work with. We can play a little bit with that, and I think we will. With it being a majority speedway, series kind of continuing on, I definitely do think that we should also start planning a little bit towards next season. So not this race, not this time around, but I think maybe next time we should. Actually, I think it's probably fine for us to do that, because we do need to overhaul this chassis anyway for $264,000 and turn it into a super speedway chassis. We can't do that because we have road courses next season. Scratch all I just said. So we can't do anything to the short track chassis, because obviously the short track is next week. We can't do anything to the speedway chassis, because obviously we just got done using that one, and we're not going to, double dip on repairs for something of that caliber. What we are going to do, though, is work on overhauling an engine and actually beginning to get some things turned over for next season, while continuing forward with our current trajectory of what we have. So $262,000. I fancy that as a worthwhile investment for next season. We can get ourselves our first super speedway actual motor, and honestly, I have no concerns with that. I have no problems with that. That actually fits what I want the most, and I'm okay. Yeah, let's do it. So $262,000, which means we have $269,000 still to work with. And for the car bodies, of course, obviously we can't do anything with the short track, but with our super speedway body, we can probably go ahead and make something happen with that. I think we should. Wow, the stats for the drafting is still bad for that one. Of course, we're also still repairing a speedway body, so we can't do anything even in bodies either, even if I wanted to. Oh man, this is what it's like having, racing with your hands behind your back. So $269,000. Is there anything I can actually buy that may help the team? I don't want to be too close to cost cap, because I don't want to shackle myself in this final few races here by being over cap and not being able to repair or overhaul anything. So I think we'll just leave it there. So we got $269,000 to work with. After at Lowe's, when we get the paycheck, we'll be able to make some other moves as we again prepare for season 3, while also trying to stay at the front of the battle with Dale Jr. 20 points. That is all that it is right now. 20 measly points, and that can go away really fast. Lowe's is next. See you guys next time here on the channel for NASCAR Thunder 2004 modded career mode. Do me a huge favor, hit that like button if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and tell your friends about it so that we can hopefully get more people to enjoy the NASCAR Thunder 04 modded career mode like I do. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Be easy, everybody.